Painting with blue and yellow. I'm going to be using some yellow and some blue to paint my treehouse picture that I drew. And the first thing I'm going to do is just think of some places where I want to use just yellow. And I want to put a sun in the corner. I don't want to make like a round sun with the little lines coming out, but I just want to put kind of yellow in the corner so it gives the feeling of the sun. Let's go see what that looks like. I'm trying to make it a little darker in the upper left-hand corner and then kind of spreading the paint out towards the right so it's a little lighter, kind of fades away. Some other places I want to use yellow is on the tree house. I'm going to make the main part of my tree house yellow. So I'm going to do that. Trying to kind of stay in the lines, but I'm not worried about it too much because I can still see the lines through the paint. And it's kind of a small picture to try to get perfect anything anyway, so I'm just trying to stay in the lines a little bit but not worrying about it too much. I'm also going to paint my ladder yellow, and I kind of flatten the brush there to try to get it a little thinner to go in here, but again, I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be fine if it goes outside the lines, and it will. Okay, so that's all the parts I want to do yellow. Now I want to think about what parts of the thing I want to do just blue. First I'm going to clean the brush off in the water, give it a little rinse, and then I'm going to take that tissue and dry it off because I don't want too much water in the brush either. It'll make the paint really thin. So now I'm going to go in and do the parts I want to have just blue. I'm going to do the roof of my tree house in blue. That looks all right. Then I'm going to do the wooden sort of platform that's under the tree house in blue, and these little brackets that are holding the platform to the tree, because they're wood too. So I'm going to just do all that blue. I think that looks nice. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the yellow and the blue to make some green for my tree. So I start by putting some yellow, and then I'm going to put a little bit of blue. I'm starting with like twice as much yellow as I have blue because the blue is a little bit stronger and it will get dark really fast. So that looks nice. I'm also keeping some yellow and some blue separate. I just want a little thing of green there. And now I can go in and start painting my tree with this green. Just little brush strokes. Again, trying to stay in where the tree is, but I'm not worried about it too much. Just try to stay close. And even these little brush lines will look good when they're dried there. Just look kind of like tree parts. I would go back and finish the rest of that tree with the green, but I'm going to show you mixing a little bit more. This time it's a little more even, so it's like the same amount of yellow and blue, and you can see it's just a little darker. I'm going to use that down here on the grass, and just brush strokes, not worried about staying exactly in those lines. That's not possible. And so I would go back and kind of experiment with a little bit darker green here and there to finish the tree and the grass. But now I want to do the tree. I'm using a brown crayon. I could have used a brown marker also, but I like the crayon. Get in between the ladder rungs. And then I'm going to use a black crayon. Again, I could have used a marker, but I'm just going to use a crayon to do a little black inside the tree house and the door and the window. And then when I'm all done, the last thing I'm going to do is just take that brush and rinse it a little bit in the water and then just leave it in the water so I can clean it.